Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Prepared Mind Initiative. My name is Dede Yomochapano, and I'm going to be your host for today's session. But before we begin, I'd want you to like, share, comment, and also to subscribe on today's session. I'd also know how prepared you are on a scale of 1 to 10. For our first timers, the Prepared Mind Initiative is an organization ready to help you develop and build your skills. As we delve into today's topic, what employers wish students knew earlier, I would like to introduce our speaker by reading his biography. Ebenezer Edu Asare is a talent acquisition professional and an emerging voice in organizational development and people strategy. His work sits at the intersection of psychology, recruitment, and human potential, where he focuses on one core belief: people are an organization's greatest assets when their potential is intentionally unlocked. With hands-on experience in recruitment, training design, and inclusive hiring practices, Ebenezer has contributed to building teams that go beyond qualifications to reflect diversity, capability, and culture fits. He is particularly passionate about shifting how organizations think about talent from simply filling roles to intentionally developing people. As an aspiring organizational development consultant and soft skills trainer, he is driven by the idea that sustainable growth begins with people, how they are selected, supported, and empowered to grow within systems. Please help me welcome our guest for today, Mr. Ebenezer Edu.
Hi,
Well,
Dede. Good evening once
hello,
again.
Mr. Ebenezer. Welcome.
Thank you very much. So we are live, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So I would like to keep my video off just because the rains have been crazy here in Accra and the network bandwidth is not just great. So if I try sharing my slides and my video to us more, it's going to affect the streaming. So I'm just turning it on for a few seconds so that you could see me, you could know it's me behind the conversation. You know, we're in an AI world now, so that you don't assume.
Sure.
PMI has gone to bring an AI to speak. So it's me, Ebenezer here. And it's nice to talk to everyone here. I really appreciate when people take time off their busy schedules to have conversations like this, and I do not take it for granted. So to everyone joining today, thank you so much for making time. It's an exchange to share ideas here. You also share ideas, and we're able to develop together. So before I start a presentation, you can drop a comment in the chat box on any expectation you do have for the session. I think that they can read them out should you get any. Going to stand by for the next moment so that we do hear from our audience what the expectations are, any word they want to share ahead of the session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, did they ask you are doing that? I think I can start with you. What your expectations has been for this webinar? It's been weeks of planning. What's exciting you about today's conversation? Yeah.
Please, you can take over now.
Okay, all right. I can go ahead today. You can see my slides,
Yes,
right?
yes, please.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So I think I'll begin my presentation. So as Dede introduced me, my name is Ebenezer, and I'm a talent acquisition analyst. So that means that I'm in the able to thrive in the organization and to their careers. So tonight I'll just be sharing some insights I've been able to gain over the years as a student, as a graduate, and as an employee to so that I'll be able to give you a full perspective of what employers wish students knew earlier. To break it down, or to just slow down a bit, what I'm trying to mean is that currently, I mean, I'm an employer, I'm an employee as well. So I'll be sharing insights from these angles, and also being a student in the past 3 years. I mean, I graduated in 2023, so I'm a bit fresh out of school. So I still remember a few stuff that I learned back in school, or how the job market was like for me when I was graduating. So these are kind of conversations that we will be having tonight. All right, so let's start with my first slide, where I want to talk about how the job market has evolved over the years. So, if you look at this sharp contrast, we're looking at the 1990s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s, which is 2026 now. So, let's start with the 1990s. Initially, during the degree era, I don't know if any of you have spoken to your grandparents who had a chance to go through education. They will tell you that, oh, those times when we were kids or during my time, university was free. They even had free meals, and yours was just to go to school, graduate, and get a job. That was how schooling actually was like in the 1990s, globally and even in Ghana. I could talk about Ghana because my granddad used to tell me that when he was in Legon, I mean, education was free then. They used to give them free meals. And I think in university, they do have dining, like Queens has a dining for all of that. So that's a bit of history to how education was like. And those times, you don't need connections when you're done with school. You just need to graduate, get a degree, and you're posted to a very good place, and life just is set for you. And that's how the 1990s look like. And early in the 2000s, right now, a lot of people are now understanding the importance of education, and most importantly, higher education. So now people are going to school, training colleges have now become a thing. Everybody's going to other teacher training, nursing training, going to university. And that's when you would hear our mothers say they used to sell their clothes, their everything to make sure everybody was going to school. You get it? There's a lot of sacrifices for the youth to gain education. So that means that as more people are going to school, that means that the job market is getting choked, a bit saturated, and more people are graduating. So there's competition actually out there. Picture it like traffic in Accra. Like there's traffic. One major reason is that a lot of vehicles on the road. If it was only your car driving, there isn't much stress. You can wake up at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock and still arrive at work early. However, everyone in Accra is earning to actually get a car on their own, a vehicle. So that means that there are more cars on the road, more traffic, more competition, and more chaos. That's exactly how the job market started looking like in 2000s, especially in Ghana. Now let's go to the 2010. So right now, there's a lot of people having degrees, competing for jobs, a lot of cars, as we are trying to picture it, lots of cars on the road. I mean, everybody's trying to get home. What does that mean? That means persons that are more experienced in driving would now know that, oh, when I'm going to Accra from Kaswa, let me pass through the Mochi Road, let me pass through here. If I'm going to Awoshi, there's a shortcut here. Or when the trotters are trying to bully me, let me pass here. So someone who is not experienced is going to spend like 4 or 5 hours in Accra on a normal traffic day on Monday. However, someone who is more experienced will tell you that, oh, there's traffic going to this place, but there's this shortcut and shortcut and shortcut I can actually pass. So experience was actually one thing that was being able to set graduate apart in the job market in the early 2000s. So that means that you're able to show you have an experience, internships, your portfolios, and that's when connections and networking now became a thing. And now we are now in 2026, which is the 2020s, where should I say thankfully or due to the COVID pandemic, things evolve so fast. So the very first thing that comes to mind is about remote working or hybrid, the AI, thing that is now going on, which I will not go into more details since we're already familiar about what AI is doing in our current world now. So now people are looking for ways to automate their work. People are working from home and all the things you know about the current workplace now. So that means that now you are not just bringing your experience on board, you are not just bringing your degree on kills. So that means that they are not hiring for degree anymore. Neither are they hiring for the fact that you've been to school or you just have experience, but something extra, which is about your skills. So So employers now have an influx of graduates to choose from. So that means that they definitely want to choose the best of the best. And you can just, picture it like in a everyday life. When you have lots of choices around you or options around you, you try to choose the very best that will work for you. And when you're limited options, you definitely go with the easiest option. And picture it as business administration, for instance, in Ghana. Every university in Ghana, being a private or public university, offers business administration, whether business administration or BCom, that's a Bachelor of Business Commerce. There is an influence of all those degrees out there. So that means that you're not the only person who is competing for an accountant role, a financial analyst role, an investment analyst role, or even a sales insurance person. Everybody graduating from these schools are competing for the same role with you. So what is going to set you apart and make you a hot cake in the job market is your skills. So I hope this overview helps us to appreciate how the job market has actually changed, specifically in Ghana, for instance. So what are the statistics actually telling us right now? We have, thousands and millions of students actually graduating every single year. And I want you to keep on picturing whatever I'm saying as we have the conversation, because we have University of Ghana, University of Cape Coast, K University, the technical universities, and all the other universities as well. Every single person is holding graduation ceremonies, bringing out tens of thousands of people. So think about the number of people that actually graduate in every single year in Ghana alone, in Africa alone, and even globally as well. So that means the labor force is actually growing much faster than the job markets can actually catch up. And according to data from UNESCO and the World Economic Forum, I understand that 10% of graduates are hired within 12 months of graduation, and about 32% of youth are actually unemployed globally within the ages of 15 to 24%. So this is how the statistics are actually looking like. So that tells you that if you are in school or a recent graduate, you need to be a bit intentional about the job market because the competition is crazy. Let's look at the global labor market by 2030. So currently, most employers are looking for, AI and big data literacy. So you will be hiring an HR, and HRs already have to know stuff about Python, about data science, and something that goes beyond the usual traditional HR that we know. If you are hiring someone that is even doing communications, they need to understand data. They need to bring something extra, storytelling. They need to be able to create meaningful content, do some bits of video editing, and bring their creative ideas to, play. And that's when AI and all the other tools come in. So now employers globally are hiring beyond your degree, and they're looking at how you can leverage AI and data literacy. Another is about networking, and cybersecurity roles are also now booming globally. So if you're in computer science undergraduate program, I will urge you that as you're learning the Python, the CSS, the C plus, and the others, you should also try to go into other unconventional routes, because those are the future. So you can learn a bit of networking or cybersecurity too as well. And aside the technical skills too, more HRs or more, recruiters or employees are looking for soft skills like analytical thinking, creative thinking, resilience, and agility. So I'll just explain a few of them and why it's important. So, for instance, let's think about a communications role. If I hire for communications role as an employer, I didn't expect to tell you that, oh, we are launching this product on the market. So you should create a video, do a LinkedIn comms on it, do an activation plan for it, and all of that. I did not expect to be telling you into details what I expected and what I expect you to do. I'd rather give you goals that for this new product that we're about to launch, we need to get at least, 10,000 sign up by close of this month for this specific reason or goal. So when I give you that, I need to hear from you what your strategy is, because you're a graduate, you've been to school, you've done critical thinking, you've done your communication program. So I expect you to give me insight into, okay, per my research, Our product is targeting persons within ages of like 15 to 24, which means young people. This is what actually catches young people's eyes. So for our content strategy, we'll be doing a bit of video using animation because per this research or this research, this is what catches the eye of people. So you should be able to have an analytical thinking, use data or research to give us insights because data is what is scientific. And anything that's scientific means that there's likely to be less errors. You can easily repeat it and it will easily work out. And I've already talked about creative thinking, about how you could be able to, I mean, um, leverage your creative abilities to, help your employers. Dede, can you confirm if you can hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. So you can just, think about all of these, skills, whether soft skills or hard skills, and think about how relevant actually it is. I think one of them I would emphasize on is curiosity and lifelong learning. It matters to every single employer I've spoken to in the past month or week. Every single person tells me to ask them who are you looking for as an HR. And if you are to hire someone now, what do you look out for? And they keep on telling me is teachability, their ability to um teach someone and a person to actually take it, take feedback and incorporate it and become much better at what they do. Because imagine if you hire someone there and they keep on making mistakes, and anytime that you try to correct it, they tell you, I know. Immediately you even say a word, you're already saying extra to whatever you're saying, but nothing keeps on getting better. So most employees are looking for people that are committed to lifelong learning, are very curious and passionate about what they do. So let's continue. So another thing is a common, a common sentence that most students actually say that says that I have a degree, I'm ready. And this is actually something that they mostly think about when they are about to graduate. Hi, Didi and the team. I think the Q&A icon is blocking the slides. So there's a way you could work on it on the back end. I'd appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead. So as I'm saying, when you're about to graduate, you are a bit scared, but you're a bit confident that you can be able to land a job or do on the job market because you have a degree. So I've read business, I've read communication studies, I've read IT, especially IT guys. They're ready to go and do the latest penetrative testing in the organizations to do on the cybersecurity stuff they can do. They're ready to write all the codes they can do and build the most awesome website out there. The comms person is ready to go and do write, the most interesting copy out there for social media or do the groundbreaking or viral marketing thing they could actually do. But however, when we speak to employers according to data, it says that people that were hired or sorry, that were fired or rejected, some of the reasons are below. So they have unrealistic expectations and lack accountability. They lack professionalism in conduct and communication. And I think the second one is a little bit local to our content. So when I speak to employees, I hear that a lot. Why did you fire this person? Why didn't you retain this person during national service? Oh, they are not punctual. They attend client meetings late. They don't know how to speak up. They don't know how to say sorry or apologize when something goes wrong. They do not think about how their actions are going to affect their business and clients and revenue too as well. They just do things anyhow. They dress anyhow. They do not carry themselves like a graduate. And most of the times, when we're in school and they tell us about how to dress, how to speak up, all of that, we feel like our lectures are doing a bit too much. But think about it, you're a business student in university, they ask you to wear a formal attire and you have a problem with it. But you're looking for a job in the banking sector. And the very first thing I'm going to keep on arguing is that, oh, China, that's in an advanced country, they have dreadlocks, they have any kind of dressing. I, in no way, have a problem with people's earrings or hairstyles or anything. I've worked with awesome people that have different kind of, dressing cultures. I have no problem with it. But one thing I have a problem with is not being able to stick with rules. And understand that some rules are changing globally. We are now trying to adapt as a culture. But in the meantime, don't be the one to go and fight for it. Your lecturer says that for our business law class, please wear, a formal attire. You are now going to be on Twitter, write all the long articles you can write about China and US development and how suits or formal attires do not match them. But you still come and sit in the what's the name, an interview, wear a suit and try to deceive yourself that you want to be in banking, and you realize that you're now struggling. So see the university as a training grounds, because if you're in banking, you cannot go and argue with the CEO that you cannot wear, a full sleeve shirt. That has been the culture in banking in Ghana. Unfortunately, it cannot change because of what you think. So you need to be ready for it. And most graduates these days are falling short of all those kind of traditional rules. Some industries are very traditional. The rules are not changing, like banking, finance, teaching, and the others. They are just a bit traditional. The only unconventional industries are the IT, where you can do all the most flexible things you want to do. But unfortunately, if you're not in that industry, that is what happens. So poor verbal written communication skills. In the age of AI, people are going to send you AI written emails, AI written reports, and it's just crazy. And when you read them, they do not actually add up. So, as employers, we really wish our employees or recent graduates would understand how to use AI to guide their work, but not to present their work entirely. You may argue that, hey, Ben, you're talking about AI, but your slides look AI. Yes, this is something we've all accepted about AI slides these days. At the end of the day, it's clear for you to follow the slides and everything. But I'm not going to present an AI, assisted slide during a board meeting. You should know your boundaries. Or after all, this data that I've put into Claude to help me with my slides, it's not data that my employer has. It's tied to my employer. This is my personal information I've put in Claude to assist me. So I'm not breaching organizational data. So try to understand all of this as a recent graduate, that employers look out for all these subtle understandings from you. So let's move on. So what we actually wish as employers from recent graduates or persons come to job market is that you need to have a problem solving mindset. Like, you need to be resilient. When you tell me that, oh, let's say you're in a sales role, then we give you a target of 10,000 people signing up for our digital product by December. And by 3 months time, you had just had 300 signups. I don't expect to come and tell me that, hey, the youth don't want to download the app, they're not ready to use it, people don't want to buy the insurance, the people that are speaking to us, the customer service people and person, they are so annoying, they are asking irrelevant questions, I want to give up. No, you've been to school, and that's the first thing I'll keep on saying. In school, you went through a rigorous system where you have days to submit and tight deadlines to submit assignments. You've built that pressure. You've written well thought out research and articles. So I expect you to be able to become someone that can solve problems. So you come with me and you come to me and say, oh, I've tried strategy A and B to try solving this problem, but it is not working. I'm trying to work on C, which I believe will be an ideal way to solve the problem, but it's also not working. What do you think, or how can we go about that? That is what we actually want from recent graduates or persons that we are hiring right from school. You get it? Because your boss problems are a lot already. They can't be adding just to your your own to their own. It's going to be a lot of burden. So if you want to be someone that is well sought after in the job market or someone that's valuable, think of it this way: how do I make my boss work a bit easier for them? How do I lessen their burden? Am I always going to say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know? Have you tried this? No. Why do you think about this? No. You get it. This is when AI comes in. This is when other professional your network comes to play. You could ask your friends, oh, let's say I'm in IT, Prince is in IT too. Oh, Prince, I'm working on this project. You don't give information. Where I'm trying to use this tool or this tool to try this. I've tried this anchor, it's not working. Oh, then he will tell you that you could try this way or this way. Make sure that confidentiality, you do not joke with it in your workplace. Or you speak to someone in your team or any person you could actually get information from. So try to solve problems. That is what makes employers love you. Professional communication, as I've told you, is traditional. That's what the job market is. You need to learn how to communicate traditionally. the usual way of writing emails have not changed. It's not going to say that I'm a Gen Z, so I can't write dear Prince. I try this email finds you. Or I hope this email finds you. They're going to now change everything and say, yo, what's up? Please find attach the the email. No, you cannot go and change things. They are traditional as they are. Adaptability and learning speed. Yes, there are times where you want to give up. When you start national service and you're in a fast-paced environment, you realize that God, what you learned in school is different from what the job market is expecting you to do. There are times where you have to stay up at night trying to read to catch up, stay at the office late. Do not give up. Those are the learning periods. You should be able to be adaptable. If your strategy for doing one work is not working, try the other way. So, for instance, let's say you spend 10 hours working on a single project or file. You now have to think about it. How can I actually do it in lesser time? Maybe 5 hours or 3 hours or 2 hours. And there are times where the things you use 3 hours to do, your boss will use 10 minutes to do it. And you're like, God, how are they doing it? So you ask yourself, how can I adapt to a new method that actually works and increase your speed too as well? So bend a midnight candle, learn when you don't understand certain things. Emotional intelligence is something that you will surely hear a lot during conferences and the employers telling you a lot. It's not a joke or it's something that they always want to say. It's actually fact. It's necessary that you know how to navigate the nuances at the workplace. Yes, there will be conflicts, there will be deadlines that will shake you, there will be instances that you don't know how to go about it. You need to learn how to self regulate. You need to know your triggers. You need to know how to manage your anger. You need to know how to still stay professional when you're under pressure. You need to actually learn about emotional intelligence. Go online, read articles, watch YouTube videos, take personality test, and understand your triggers and learn how to act maturely. I've already touched on digital literacy already. Another thing is about proactive ownership. I think it's a thing I learned early in SHS. I always thank God for this learning curve in SHS. Where you see in SHS, when you're in boarding house, you learn to take ownership of your own life. You need to be able to be disciplined to know when to learn, even though there are rules about prep. You need to know when to do certain stuff. And when you're a prefect, especially, you had the opportunity to own a lot of tasks. So the school leaves certain responsibilities in your hands as a what's the name as a house prefect. You need to make sure that your juniors or everyone in the dormitory is waking up at this time and doing this or that. You're able to learn how to own certain tasks your own. And I'm really glad I was able to learn this thing as early as I could in SHS. If you are not a prefect in SHS, you can join class societies in universities to learn. Volunteer to be a course rep, volunteer to be a group leader, volunteer to be on a committee in your church, in your groups. It will help you learn a lot about ownership. And I feel like ownership is something that you cannot learn on job market early. You have to hone it or learn it as early as you can. Because if you try to learn it at the job market, you try to be doing too much. When you're trying to do too much, you'll be caught. You cannot catch up, you get it. And people that are natural proactive people, you easily see them, they step up. So when you give them a project, able to think about ABC, they give you what they've thought about, they've been able to put things together and able to bring out a solution. You get it? So I think if you should really take this very serious, proactive ownership. If I'm to hire you right now, I would definitely look out for this. If you are able to own products on your own, I would definitely love what you are doing. So this is something that you should really take serious about ownership. And you should try to do it at work and you realize how much people will love you. Like when they give you a project, you're able to think about it from start to finish. You're able to go to your boss. Oh, so right now I have done this. I've sent the emails. Now the next plan is to contact the candidate and I have written the email I want to send to them. Could you please review them? And they'll be like, oh yes, we plan to send it to them. That's the next step. We've already done it. Because when you're able to do that, you become more valuable at work and people are able to give you more responsibilities or promote you. So things I've realized now, students realize too late and it costs them is when they wait until final year to prepare. Already in final year this year, I think I've seen close to like 15 national service offers already open. And interestingly, they are the big firms that people be targeting or trying to do special posting to. APSA is already opened and closing. I mean, was it Deloitte or so has already opened? The big four, some of them have opened or closing. The engineering firms, some of them have already opened or closed. In my previous work, we used to open national service applications somewhere in February. And students will now be contacting me somewhere in October, September. Hi, but when is your firm open national service? We open as early as February and it's already closed. People already know where they're going to do national service before second semester. But you are now thinking about your next steps after doing your project work or finishing. You will be very late. So figure out your next steps, figure out how to be employable right from level 100. And right now, you can go to LinkedIn, you check someone's profile with some interesting branding. They've done about 20 certifications from LinkedIn Learning, from Coursera, from Allison, and all the others. But they actually do not carry any capacity. They've attended all the data analytics conferences and boot camps and everything that you could actually name, but they actually cannot do the basic stuff they list on their CV. Please build capacity. It's better you just attended one boot camp for Excel data analytics and can actually do financial modeling or do analytics or do dashboards. It is enough proof than to list 20 certifications and you can't do anything. It's better to know how to, understand Python as a programming language or the others and do it well than to go and do different certifications in what's the name in .NET. I'm trying to remember the language that these full stack developers use. You get it? You can list all of them, those 20 certifications, and you actually cannot even do the work and I give it to you. So please, one thing I wish I knew earlier in level 100 was to build capacity as much as I can. Even if you would waste a whole semester on one course, please do it than chasing out the certificate. And another thing is ignoring networking and branding it as unfair. I understand it's on Twitter, it's everywhere. You and I know that in the country we are in, it's about connections, it's about networking. You get it? But you should be able to redirect your mindset and say that no, it's connections, but one way I can get out of this is networking. Right now, let me help you really appreciate the issue behind networking. Right now, let's say if I decide to start a food business right now on UCC campus, and I want to set up, a very big business on campus that would actually serve a lot of students, make a lot of revenue. When I'm starting, I would not go and open applications and post them on any job board and say, "Hello, UCC students, are you ready to be a waiter for some part-time job or a waitress or an ambassador or something?" I won't do that. I will definitely not do that. I'll first of all ask my friends who are doing masters on campus, "Hey, bro, I'm wanting to start a food business on campus. Do you have anybody that you could actually recommend? Do you have any cousin on campus or something?" The reason is because I want people that I can trust because it is money that I'm investing into the business. You get it? So I do not want to pick people that will not show up at work the following day or people that will steal from me. So trust is actually a problem. You get it? So the one way to pick people that I can trust them is not any random person that brings certificates to me, but people that are recommended. You get it? So do not blame employers at times when they try to pick people that they get as recommendations from people. Because when I'm looking for a specific skill set, I'll reach out to someone. "Oh, Prince, you did IT, right? In your network, do you know anyone that has this specific skill set?" And I've worked here. Yeah. Because I know Prince is good in IT. I know what Prince can do. So I want someone as equal as Prince. That is how the job market is looking these days. Employers are not doing connections or networking because on the front of it. They want to make sure that every role is filled through someone and someone. No, it's because they want people that would give them return on investment, people that they can trust. Because I know Prince, I know that when I'm doing a project with Prince, Prince will not leave it on me. And I used to say this thing back in university that we are going to be the next business owners and we are observing our colleagues. Remember those times where you do a group project where someone doesn't show up, they just come for the presentation, get a max. I always laugh because we don't know where life will go. It can turn south for me or south for someone else. We all understand life can change. But think about it. If I start a business today and I was in a group project with you and you don't show up, and one day you tell me that, "Hey, Ben, your company is now a big company in Ghana. I'm looking for a new role as maybe, let's say, chief technology officer. Can you hire me? I have done this and this and this over the years." I will not hire you because I knew you during university. I knew how lazy you were. I knew your attitudes back at school. So please understand that your friends are observing you. When your friends want to start businesses, they would think about reaching out to you only when they can trust you. So this is how the network can actually look like in Ghana now. So please stop complaining about connections, networking, and start being intentional about that. No digital footprint, please. Or when I go on LinkedIn, you've packaged it and I cannot see anything tangible. Right now, when you let's say you go out and you meet someone, they give you their number, you would likely not just text them on WhatsApp, but you try to Google their name, right? You try to go on LinkedIn or Facebook or X or Snapchat or TikTok these days. I realize that people's profiles on TikTok are interesting. I'm not a TikTok person. I just downloaded it to go and see what happens on TikTok. All the people that have not heard from me years, I didn't know they were all on TikTok and they have interesting lives going on there. So right now, if I want to really find out about someone, the first place I will go is TikTok because I realize that people are active there, posting interesting content to get it. So as an employer, when someone gives me their name or tells me about their interest in the job, the very first place I'll go to is LinkedIn. And I'll look out for mutual contacts. Oh, Prince, I mean, I just spoke to this lady from UCC. She says she's doing this program or something. And I could see she's a mutual contact. Do you by chance know her? Could you recommend her? Do you think she's a good lady? Or I could reach out to someone else in my network and do all my background checks. You get it? So please make sure that your digital footprint is necessary. And also, I've mentioned how people treat education as a finishing line. No, you do not stop learning after your 4 years in school. You keep on learning on the job market. And the very last day you go into your casket and get buried, you keep on learning every single time. Keep an open mind. So right now, I've talked about professionalism. So let's go a bit into, a bit of communication. So right now, you need to understand that in the job market, even though there's AI, there's Gen Z language, there's every single thing, you shouldn't take that as a leniency to be a bit casual or sloping your language. So let me be honest. Some of my, people I've met in my internships were very, casual with us as interns. I mean, you could go out to lunch with them, you could argue with them about football, about anything in life, and all of that. But one thing I always remember is that no matter how my manager or my employee gets close or become more casual, or we go on that yo-yo level, doesn't mean I should disrespect them. Doesn't mean I can say anything. You get it? And a lot of youth do not know the difference, do not know boundaries. The fact that you can argue about football with your boss, you can go on the same lunch break, and at the same tables, do everything together, doesn't mean that you should just use any language. You should understand that you're starting a workplace, a business environment. So no matter how they make you feel free or around, you should still watch them twice. So please be very careful about that. Showing up late is not a compromise. And I know people will just say, I was 20 minutes late. I was 10 minutes late. Just. And I always keep on saying that you keep on blaming employers and saying they are doing too much to the very first time you own a business. And people start doing it to you and realize that it's not a joke. It's not just 10 minutes. The same way you wouldn't go to the exam hall 10 minutes, the same way you shouldn't treat someone's business or organization as such. So please try to arrive at work, at interviews 10 minutes early. It signals respect and ambition. And social media posts that contradict your professional image. Understand that we are not what we post on WhatsApp. And there's post the exams and she has not learned. She is, going to throw the exams, but she had the best, grade during our time in class. You get it? So whatever that she's posting on her status, it's not her current reflection. People would actually post that they are broke, they are this, they are that, but they are actually chilling somewhere in an island or somewhere. You get it? I understand that we are not that, but there are certain jokes that you should actually take off your X account or your LinkedIn account or so. Do not assume someone would actually understand that this is not you. This is what you've put out there. You're not there to defend yourself. So please take your jokes very serious. And responding to feedback with being very defensive or just silent. When your boss gives you feedback, let them know you've actually understood it. If you don't understand anything from it, oh, you mentioned that when I'm doing this, I should use this framework or this framework. Okay, I've looked into it, I read it about it overnight, but I didn't understand this part of it. Could you actually let me know how to go about it next time? When they give you feedback, try to incorporate it. Let them know you've actually learned from it. And also, I mean, just a thank you or noted would actually never harm. And using seen without replying professional messages. So, for instance, I mean, you've gone for interviews, try to follow up, network in events when you take cards. And I always laugh anytime that I go for events and I speak, and students come rushing for my contact card on my WhatsApp. I always laugh because I'm trying to recall, like last year, I went for more than like, I mean, 5 to 10 events. At every single event, about 30 students take your number. I don't recall who actually DM'd me on that very day after an event. Maybe one or two students at Tech, at the career fair. But all the 28 others would text you on the day they're applying to a job at my workplace. Hi, but I'm applying for this graduate program. I realize you work here. Please, can you help me review my CV? Can you help me do this or that? No, I cannot do that. I cannot at all. So please take a networking catch ups very serious. So we can move on. So I want to talk about how to network without, I mean, feeling fake. I wrote something on my LinkedIn wall. You could check it out. I know most of the times when we think about networking, when someone says, please stay in touch, we get confused. What does stay in touch mean? You just spoke to a CEO and the person shakes your hand and say, hey, thanks for talking to me. Can I take my contact card? Please stay in touch. You don't know what it means. I went into some details on my LinkedIn wall so you can read about it. So as I said, about 85% of jobs are filled through connections. Please do not blame employers. And also, about 70% of jobs are never publicly advertised because I can tell someone in my network that, oh, I'm looking for a job right now. And they'll be like, okay, let me ask my network. They can ask their friends and be like, oh, yeah, there's a vacancy in my organization or there's a need that you could actually fill. You can never know unless you reach out to your networks. And I mean, when you read the World Economic Forum and other reports, you realize that most employers say that they now hire via personal connection. Because right now, I have come to know my friends very well. I've come to know my friends in a professional way. So when I'm starting a business right now, I know who to reach out to. If someone asks me for a recommendation right now that I want, I mean, an IT person, I know who in my network I'll reach out to because I know how good they are and I know how trustworthy they are that they won't disappoint me or go and spoil my brand. You get it? So personal connections are very important. If you are confused about where to start from, start with alumni. And I share this a lot. When you go on LinkedIn, it's very easy. So when I created my first LinkedIn account, what I did was that I went to LinkedIn look for persons that are reading psychology and University of Ghana. I wanted to know what they were learning in their curriculum that I'm not learning in UCC so that I catch up and become more competitive as them. I wanted to know persons that read psychology in University of Ghana and UCC. Where are they working now? So when you go on LinkedIn, you can just Google your program and what's the name, business administration. Then you filter for persons that went to school, University of Ghana. Then you stock all their profiles. Okay, anybody and people that went to University of Ghana that did business, they mostly work at Deloitte, they mostly work at KPMG, they mostly work at Ghana Gas or here. That means I can also work there. You get it? And when you go to some people, it's very simple. You just want to learn about their trajectory and ask for advice. So, hi, Janet. My name is Ebenezer, and I discovered your profile when I was looking for alumni that read psychology at UCC. I thought to stay in touch, and lest I forget, you have an impressive profile and a very inspiring one. She would say, "Oh, thank you so much. That's sweet of you. Stay in touch." Then I'll be like, oh, all right, I'll definitely stay in touch. But in the meantime, I want to ask, how was your internship at XSS company? I think I would love to explore such a role. Oh, really? I enjoy my time there. You consider doing this or that and that. Then you can ask, oh, if I ever plan to apply, can I reach out to you for any application tips or referrals? Oh, probably you could. You get it. So this is how you build natural conversations. You don't wait to the day you want to go to that company and go and now text, hi Janet, I saw your profile. I want to work here. Please link me. Please connect me. No, it never works that way. Intentional networking starts from level 100 before you even graduate. So today I urge you, start listing the companies that you want to work out at before national service ends or even right from level 100. Start networking strategically in that way. If you want to study abroad, look for people that are at Ohio University, people that are at so and so university. Go to their profiles, connect with them, read their articles, learn their trajectory because they will certainly write a LinkedIn post. Before I graduated, I planned to school in the US. I didn't know what to do next. So I did A, B, C, D. I wrote GRE. I did that. I did that. Now I'm in the US. Then you learn from them. You start doing that. When you have a challenge, you go to them. And most people come to employers or people on LinkedIn without specific, requests. They don't know what they want. They just tell you that, hello, thanks for connecting. I want to learn more from you. What do you want to learn from me? followed by a profile and ask me specific questions. Okay, in your journey to US or your journey to getting this job, you did this or that. Then you ask your specific questions. This is how you appeal to people and employers to as well. Give before you ask. I've mentioned it so many times. The people that get noticed are the people that do not ask for stuff, but come when they have something meaningful to offer. I've shared this example on so many webinars. I went for a networking event somewhere some 4 or 5 years ago, and I had followed this man for about 4 or 3 years. Right for messages, I followed him on Facebook. So I was a Facebook connection. I was not even a connection. I was a follower. I used to like his posts. I used to comment. I used to learn a lot from him. Then we went for this event, and everybody wanted his number. So everybody would say, "Hi, I want your number. Hi, I want to stay in touch." All of that. But I went to him and I told him something he posted some years ago that struck me. It was like, "Wow, you know about this thing? You follow me?" Like, yeah. He gave me his number. He didn't give his number to any single person because he saw me as a real person, a real follower, someone you could actually connect with. You get him? And think about it. There's this song that says "Lonely at the top." It's lonely at the top, sincerely. Every single person wants something from you. And mostly it happens to ask pastors a lot. Every single pastor, their members are coming for something. Who is praying for the pastor? Who is praying for the big man up there? Who is praying for the president? Everybody is calling the minister there. As a family member, I want this. As a friend, I want this. I want that. Who can you chance out for them? You get it? So it's very lonely at the top for employers or CEOs or big people apart from their family. So everybody is coming for something, but you need to be able to give something or be genuine. And you ask me, what can I give to somebody that is already big? You can give them, your genuine followership. You can give them, support. Like, I can't use that support. Just genuinely follow them. Like, comment, share. Maybe you realize that, oh, this person that I'm following is very busy. He doesn't have time to post on LinkedIn. You can reach out to them. Oh, hi, I've been following you for a while. I met you at this event, and you have so much to share. Have you ever thought about getting a website? I'm an IT student. I plan to create a website for you. And the person may be like, "Oh, that's great. Can I? You can do it for free, or I'll pay you." Depends on the kind of person you meet. You get it. You've offered something freely, or probably, do you want me to help you with some headshot photos for your LinkedIn? I could help and schedule your post or something. There's a way to give, not necessarily monetarily. And lastly, create visible work. Like, I've come to understand so much in this recruitment work that evidence matters. Right now, I don't take LinkedIn profiles seriously. People are pumping their profiles. There's a lot of fakes out there. So I have time to dig deep into a LinkedIn profile. When you state that you have this skill, I try to go into your profile. I try to go into your old post. I try to make sure that I know for sure that this specific skill you have before I reach out to you. I will not reach out to you first to ask you if you are good at that. No, I do all my background search that I can actually do first before I reach out to you. So please create visible work. It will speak for you even in your absence. And I think this is something that is well explanatory. We've heard it so many times. Internships are very necessary. Please have them. Volunteer, have them. Leadership roles and role projects. So another thing you should notice that the landscape in Ghana for jobs is changing. So right now, mobile money, fintech, and others are now like a big thing in Ghana right now. So when you are accounting student or finance student, ask yourself, okay, right now there's the fintech industry is booming, mobile money industry is booming. How can I tap into this? So you can now ask yourself, what kind of roles does MTN, the leader in mobile money actually hire for. So you do your LinkedIn search, you go and check people at what's the name at MTN, those who read finance or business admin, those who read IT, what kind of roles they are in. So when you check what's the name MTN and all the telecoms, you realize that they hire for product managers and project officers and all of that, which is a role that most students do not even look at. So now you start preparing yourself for such a niche role. And niche roles is where the money are in the world. The roles that are difficult to find people that have that skill set. Everybody knows Python. Everybody knows how to use certain programming languages. But the ones that people do not know, you go hard on yourself and learn them. You have the capacity to do so. You get it. Agri-tech and climate technology. I always used to say back in school that if I wanted to travel for free, if I was so keen on traveling and being over the place and being a guest speaker on big platforms, I would have aligned myself with climate change. Trust me. I would have pinned my LinkedIn profile and write climate change. It was a name advocate, climate change that behavioral, whatever, because that is where one is moving towards. I will intentionally be volunteering with climate change organizations, put on my LinkedIn profile. Oh, I visited this organization, this village where we planted trees. Yesterday was World Environmental Day. I partnered with these people and did this. I did this training and did this training. By the time you realize you can now start applying for conferences in climate change, go for those COP meetings and all the others. Start aligning yourself. That is on the jovial side. But on the serious side, you can start thinking about climate change is now a big thing. That means that graduate schools outside there are looking for persons who are aligned to climate change. So, for instance, if you are reading finance, you can look at green financing. So, your project work now becomes something about green financing in Ghana and the future of it. So, you're applying to grad school. The person will say, "Oh, wow, I didn't like green financing. Oh, that's my area of research. I can hire you for this graduate assistantship. Oh, you did green financing. So during the interviews, you mentioned it in Ghana to the employees. Oh, really? Hey, my previous work was in green financing, and I realized that your ESG is actually, I mean, you looked at a project where you planted trees as a mining company last year in this, but my project as a finance student was in green financing. And I've realized that as a ESG strategy, you can do this or that. Oh, really? Then we hire you. So if you align yourself to some company, so please, these are industries that you could actually go into. Agri-tech, right now, people are complaining that there's no IT jobs, it's so saturated. Have you explored the agri-tech industry? There are lots of agricultural industries that are looking for people that can automate stuff for them, can create products for them, AI, invention, all of that. Try to look at where the industries that are making the money are right now. All right, so let's look at how to build credibility. Credibility comes before opportunities, as I said. I will surely make sure you had a capacity before I would want to employ you, whether before interviews or whether I reach out to your LinkedIn. So I would mostly check for the network that you belong to and how visible you are and the kind of reputation that you have. Unfortunately, people would argue with me that, oh, not everybody can have a good reputation. That is the school you attended or something. Yes, I understand. So when you are in school or you're a recent graduate, try to look at the loopholes. Where do I think I fall short? Where do I think I fall short? Then you tap. Let me give you a very critical example. You see, when I went to UCC, let me be honest with you, I'm not UCC is currently the best school in Ghana and West Africa. No on that. But I realized that when it comes to reality on the ground, employers are likely to hire someone that went to University of Ghana over me. No argument, hands down, because they have a brand. They have a preference for them. That's the taste that they have. I cannot argue them. I cannot sit on Twitter and argue that, oh, why are they hiring University of Ghana students over me? Let's use UGBS example. When you hear the name UGBS, they have their standard. Employees are likely to go over, after them. When you hear University of Cape Coast Business School, they've also said their name. When it comes to medicine, you've heard about this university. I'll not start mentioning names before I become in trouble. But that's one thing I learned when I was going to university. My granddad told me that, Kweku, don't look at universities based on their general hype because Legon has name or K University has name. No, look at them and the department they are going. So University of Ghana Medical School has named another universities medical schools. No cap on that. There's a certain business school that has name over the others. There's a certain IT school that has name over the others. Think about it yourself. If you are hiring an IT person today and they tell you they come from this university, how would you feel? By the mention of the university name, you'll be like, okay, they are good. If I tell you that, what's the name? So and so school is doing engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and they graduated from that school, you're likely not to hire them because they are traditionally not known for engineering reputation. And it's not a joke. That is the reality on the ground. Employers have appetites and you cannot fight them. So when you realize these gaps, oh, I didn't go to Legon, I didn't go to this school. So likely I may be falling short because the employers went to those schools. People that have gone to those schools have been able to build a reputation. So now what can I do to bridge that gap? So now I start networking. You start putting your name out there. You start reaching out to people because You do not have people that have gone after you, that have gone to create a good name there for you. Become visible, you get it. So start knowing the gaps in your field. It can be skills gap. Oh, okay. My school, we don't have a lot of practical sessions. So if I'm going to industry, I'll be in trouble. But my friends in this university have this curriculum where they do field trips, they visit a lot of industries. So that means that if I compete with them, I'll be in trouble. So now you start learning that. You start reviewing job descriptions. Okay, and for entry level associates for finance, you should know how to do financial modeling. You should know how to do advanced Excel. You should know a bit of Python. Then you go through university curriculum. Okay, my university curriculum, I'm going to do financial modeling, but I'm not doing any assignments on it. It's just theory. So you start, preparing yourself for those skills that you think you don't have. So I think I would go on to the next slide on that. So right now, a lot of employers are angry. Sorry, students or recent graduates are angry with employers. And let me talk about some of the stuff they're angry about. One of it is, oh, why are employees demanding 3 years of experience for entry level roles? Please, I cannot, continue argument with you. Understand that your okay, we'll be wrapping up in 5 minute time. We just be wrapping up in 5 minute time. Hope that's fine. All right. So as I said, right now we all know that most employees are demanding 3 years of experience or 1 year of experience. So you should know that the solution to that is to do more internships. Your internships can count as work experience for you. You need connections to get a job. I've already told you there are some jobs that there are a lot of open roles out there that you do not need to know anybody. Especially when I'm done with school, most of the graduates out there. APSA has opened theirs, Deloitte has opened theirs. It is at this stage you do not need anybody to enter those firms. Just apply. Employers hire people they know, not the most qualified. No, it's a lie. Even if you know someone, you care about their skills. As I said, it's about them being able to help your business. So skills are very important. Unpaid internships, exploit students. No, please. I did a lot of unpaid internships and they really helped me. I learned a lot from those internships. So do not be rushing for only the ones that will give you money. Interviews are unfair. They reward confidence and not competence. It's about the person who can speak loudly and all of that. I'll get the interview. No, please. You can also learn how to interview and sell yourself. You see, in the job market's about being able to convey your professional competence or capital. You cannot tell me why I should hire you, and someone can tell me why I should hire them. Why do you have a problem with that? Think about it yourself. You get it? So please, after today, take LinkedIn seriously. Do your get a good headshot and get a compelling profile. That carries the capacity that you have. I don't want to be saying financial modeling experts when you can actually not do it. You get it? Make sure that you are actually putting raw stuff out there. So I'll just be sharing some other stuff I put down on my what's the name? Um in my notes that I think are very important to share in the next 3 minutes. So one of it is most will tell you these days that employers are looking for people that have a good attitude. That's what they're looking out for. They don't care about technical skills. It's about attitude. No, please, it's a lie. You care about attitude and technical. So don't focus on being the most humble, the most soft-spoken, perfect English, and all of that. And you do not care about technical skills. Take Excel serious. Take the analytics serious. Take AI very serious. Employees care about those stuff. They will tell you during conferences, but they're going to hire the person that do the job. Another thing is, oh, CGPA doesn't matter, first class doesn't matter. Yes, please, it doesn't matter in the job market, but it does matter. Let me be very honest with you. Because CGPA and classes are filtering and are filters. Let me take my time on that. See them as filters. Right now, if I get 50,000 applications, I'm likely wanting to narrow them to just 1,000 before I can review those 1,000 CVs. So I want something to, scale them down. And the likely thing would be you're angry over here. I find it interesting when people argue about academic institutions using classes and CGPAs as a benchmark. For instance, the hospital, when you go there, the goal at the hospital is to get what's healed, right? So why are you getting angry with the hospital doing their work? Why are you getting angry at a university using classes and CGPAs? Are you not there to learn? So how should we judge that people can learn Is it not CGP and exams? If you go to the hospital and you don't get better, if you're a footballer and you cannot score goals, what should we do? So I just don't get the argument. The benchmark for university and academics is CGPA and classes. Stop fighting the system. The benchmark for a good footballer, it's what's the name? Scoring goals. It's not about coming to sit on Twitter and say, I mean, I'm a second class lower, third class lower, I can do better than first class. When the footballers, the Ghanaian footballers right now, they go and they don't score any goals, they come and stand on TV and say, we could have scored the goal, but we are good inside us. It is inside us. We can do better than those who score goals. It is evidence. That is the thing you get in. So please see CGP as a filter. It's not, put your shoulders and your pride somewhere and stop saying I am second class, upper and lower, but I'm better than first class. No, the filter is the CGP. They will filter you out. And I learned it very early in university. I said this a lot. There was this course that I missed a class, so I didn't understand the concept. So I asked a friend who had 20 over 20 in the quiz. I had like 16. And I asked her, how did she get that mark? What does that question actually mean or the answer? She told me, I don't know. I just chewed and poured. I mean, that's what I wrote in my notes. Then I realized that this girl will graduate with a 3.9 or 4.0 without understanding the questions or the concepts. I will graduate with a 3.0 or a lower, and she'll get a job over me. And I'll complain that, oh, I mean, I'm better than that girl, but that girl is just true and poor. But no, the job market or the employers will judge the class first. I can't go and tell them, hey, please don't hire her. She doesn't know anything. No, the evidence is the CDP, and I can't stop emphasizing on that argument. Please, you better change your mind. And another thing is that hiring targets. Please do not joke with job descriptions and company profiles. When you see a job description, go and read about it. Who did they want? When you see the company name out there, go and check what they are doing, what product they have, and think about how you can align yourself with it. That is how employers want you to think. The people that are getting jobs, that are acing interviews, are people that actually are able to think about a hiring target. So we want someone that can speak well, someone that can do this, someone that has this or that. Do not just try to tick the boxes. Sit down and ask yourself, why are they hiring for this role? When you're able to crack that basic question or code, you have won the job. And I learned that very early in university. I was able to win at interviews because I knew who they wanted. I know why they were creating the role. You get it? When you're able to know that, you know what is important or not important to say. So you hear people saying, oh, I have a first class, I intend here, I intend here. But they've stated so many times that we want a data-driven associate or analyst. We want a data-driven that. You can see data going throughout. But you go and sit on the interview, please, I mean, good communicator. I can do this, I can do that. You don't even mention data once. But someone comes and say that I'm a data this one, I've done this with data, I can use Excel, I can do dashboard, I can do that. They are hired. And you have done all the preps you can do, but never get hired because you do not understand why the job exists. Another thing is that your industry matters. I'm so sorry to burst your bubble on this. Employers, some of them are lying to you that you have all the time to figure it out. I said it last week on a webinar. They will tell you that your first degree doesn't matter. It's about the skills, critical thinking. Oh my God, please. You are being lied to. Your first degree matters. If you can get your first degree right and get it right, please do it. If there's any SHS student here, listen to me. If you want to be a lawyer, go and read law. Don't go and read so and so and so and so and come and say that it doesn't matter. I can still go and do law. I can still go and no. Please understand that your future is not tied to whatever you read in your first degree. We all pivot. I read psychology, I'm not in HR. So my first degree didn't matter, right? No, you are lying. It mattered because I did some part of natural psychology. I took critical thinking courses very serious. Infolates is something that is very much important to get in. I did a course on economics or something as my labor. All those little things are helping me in my current job. You get the whole point. So please, if you can be intentional about your first degrees, do not joke with them at all. And the main point here is actually about the industry. You see, they will tell you that when you're in school, you have all the time to figure it out. When you are done, oh, you're just 22. Take your time. Don't rush. The world is big to contain. Please, it's a lie. Let me explain why it's a lie. When you're done with national service, you start interviewing for jobs like every regular person. So the employers view you as a mature candidate. And when you read a job description, the very thing you see there is that must have 2 years of experience in oil and gas, in a financial industry, in so and so industry. Do you get my whole point? They will determine which industry you should have been in the past 2 years. They will just not write 2 years experience there. They will write a specific industry that you must be in because they don't want to train you in the industry all over and over again. The accounting you do in a financial service like Deloitte, KPMG, and Co. is different from the ones that you do in a regular organization. In oil and gas, even in mining or energy, is different. The focus is different. So when they're hiring, they are not just hiring for years of experience by the industry. So please, if you can figure it out a bit, that I'm a finance person, I want to be in energy after school. Please do not joke with it. Start looking for energy internships. If you want to be in finance, like investment stuff. Start looking for investment banking internships or private equity or so, because the job market out there is brutal. I hope I've exhausted a lot of energy on this point about the fact that your industry matters and your degree matters to as well. And the next point on the degree matters is to understand that when it comes to your degree, always see it as employers are looking for transferable skills. So, as I mentioned, I could tell you what specific models in my undergraduate course are important to the role I'm doing right now. So, you don't necessarily have to have a background in the role you're applying for. There's a role called program management, project management, all of that. There are roles everybody can apply for. You get it? But most not look at that role at all. So think about your degree. What kind of skills do I have that people can actually, hire me? I'm just ending very shortly, just 1 minute. Another thing is that after NSS, we treat you differently. I'll re-emphasize on that. So please make sure you get a good NSS position and start from there. Get retained and continue from there because after NSS, you'll be treated differently. Please position yourself ahead of time. And my very last thing is that as an employer, I want to hire engineers, not technicians. As an employer, I'm looking for engineers, not technicians. Technicians are people that I would say that when the lights go off, there's a power outage, and go and press the red thing and press this. When someone brings a car and the car is leaking, the oil is leaking, just changes and changes. They cannot think on their own when I'm not there. They are just technicians. They just follow the manual. But an engineer is someone that knows that okay, the physics behind the car brake not working is because of this or that, and I know that I need to change this or this or that. So they are able to perform their magic in the usual instructions. And when those instructions also fail or manual fail, they can use their theoretical background to do something. So please do not let the employers in Ghana, some of them sit on conference and lie to you that, oh, it's about practicals. School is not necessary, university is not necessary. It's about what you can do. And go to China, they'll just put you on a job and just show you. No, please. The Chinese people know practicals. Germans know that, but they understand theory. They don't joke with their physics. They don't joke with the science behind what they do. An investment person will not go and say it's about financial money. Come and just Excel, click here, code, click here. You see, the better was the name coders I've met are people that did not just learn coding on their own, just like that, but understand the mathematics and science behind all of that. It makes you a better computer scientist. You get the whole point. So please, theory is important. Master them, understand them, and be a good master on the field. I hope to see all of you at the top, and I hope this energy I've poured into my speaking tonight yields some results. All the best, everyone, and I'm on standby for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Ebenezer, for this insight. We've really learned a lot. Personally, I have a question. Hello?
Yeah, hi, Dede. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, you see, today's job market, everybody's talking about skills, skills, skills. My question is it just the skills an individual needs to distinguish himself or herself from others in terms of employment?
Okay, so yeah, skills is very important. And I mentioned other factors like your networks and all of that. But I would replace the word skills with credibility. Credibility to me is what is needed. So credibility, that I can break it down. What makes you credible? You being able to do the job. What has been able to do the job means? That means you have the skills, technical skills, soft skills, and others. So I would just say that what you need on a job market is capacity and credibility. When I hire you, you can do what I'm hiring you for. And as an employer, I am seeing that too much and it's breaking my heart. You hire people for what they say they can do, they cannot do it. You would see someone's LinkedIn profile, they say in their CV, and it's all lies. It is crazy out there. So credibility and capacity is very important.
Thank you very much. So please can still send in your questions and he will be glad to answer them for you. But Mr. Ebenezer, thank you for honoring our invitation and thank you for teaching us a lot on the job market.
You are welcome. You're welcome. It's an opportunity to share very unconventional truths that I know they are very sensitive. They are a bit difficult to address. I just hope I don't get dragged after tonight. That one gentleman somewhere went to say that you don't need practicals, you don't need theory, you don't need first. Oh no, please, please. If anybody drags me after tonight, please help defend me on Twitter because people take things out of context these days. Yes.
Sure, I'll do that.
All right. Thank you.
So if there are no questions, I would urge you to still like, subscribe, share, and to comment on our session for today. Please don't forget to also watch our previous sessions if you're a first timer. And also, we are thankful for our viewers for joining us for today. Don't forget to join us for our sessions because we promise to bring you educative and interesting ones ahead. See you next time, same time. Bye.